Welcome into Talking Racing with Mike Ray under the lights. In fact, I'm Dave Richmond, the producer, co-host, and ladies and gentlemen, the nicest man in all of racing, Mr. Mike Ray. How are you, sir?
Lord have mercy, Dave. 2 weeks time, man. Doesn't this season is just going by so quick, just started and going by so quick. This week, episode number 177, YouTube TV show number 5. We'll go back 2 weeks to Kyle Busch winning at California, the Xfinity winner, John Hunter Nemechek. Want to give a late happy birthday wish to Carson Hillslip. He had a birthday a couple of weeks ago. In Vegas, the truck race was won by Kyle Busch once again. The battle at Jacksonville, that was a great show. I got to throw it out and big money, Butterbean Queen, 20 grand for he and Lee Pulliam Racing. Man, what a sweet payout for him. The Smart Modified, they ran a couple of weeks ago in South Carolina. Big money Matt Hirschman. You know, he picked up the money there. At Hickory, Doug Barnes swept both of those late model shows on opening night there. Owen Zacharias won the Bando feature when Big Money was down at Florence, winning down there. The Thunder and Lightning was a great show. I want to give a shout out to Leonard for winning that show. In Xfinity, Austin Hill won Vegas. There's so much stuff to go over here. New River, you know, that was that big money show there. And the Bando, Delaney Gray, she picked up her first victory in the Champ Cards. Wild finish, photo finish. Josh Eubanks won that photo finish over Wayne Phillips, the Bomber winner. Legends, Carson Hillslip, once again, not only was he the birthday boy, but he picked up the Legends feature win down at the beach. Late model stock car, Brendan Butterbean Queen out of Virginia. He was up practicing earlier today in his dirt car up there on the coast. $20,000. Also that same night, Casey Bowers took a hard hit in her Bandolero. She got hooked up with a nice young man, and they couldn't get the bumpers loose, and she went into the wall hard and had to take a trip to the hospital, but she's fine. And she was at down at Southern National this past weekend, a guest of Black Acid Racing down there, enjoying the show down there. So glad she's doing better. Max Verstappen won Bahrain Grand Prix. Now they'll be back in Saudi Arabia this weekend with F1 as well. Seth Christensen won the Alabama 200. Good to see him. He was driving that FR8 ride down there and did well. Hunter Lawrence won the 250 at Daytona, the main event at Daytona. In IndyCar, Marcus Ericsson won the St. Pete Grand Prix. Chris Ferguson, I know I'm rattling them off, Dave, but we've had so many events go on the last 2 weeks. Chris Ferguson won at Cherokee Speedway, Wake County Speedway. I don't know if I've told you about that, Dave. You know, we've got practice coming up this Saturday from 11 to 4. Be the first time we've had a lot of cars on the track.
Yeah.
Randy Renfro was out there last Wednesday afternoon, and the track is real green, and we need to put a lot of rubber down and get it rubbered in. But man, she is smooth, man. They Charlie and Mr. Brown and Andrew and the whole staff is out there working hard. We're going to have a great opening night. come March the 31st out there.
Hey, Mike, by the way, doesn't Randy still hold the record for the fastest lap? He
He
did it.
does. He does. 19 and change. Terry Gentry asked that question the other day. I don't know if it's 11.94 or 11.98, but it's in the 11th second range. Now, when
Wow.
Randy was out there last Wednesday, David track is just so new and so green that in the first practice we had, he was able to turn a 14.109. So that's about sixth or seventh quickest from the times that we ran last year out there on the speedway. So, but as soon as he gets rubbered in, man, it's going to be great. You know, we're practicing this week. Like I said, the pit gates will open at 10 o'clock Saturday morning. I know they're calling for rain tomorrow. That's okay. Let it rain. I'm sure they'll be out there working hard. We'll get the new girl dried out, and we'll be shaking them down from 11 to 4 this Saturday. Then we're going to come back next Friday night on the 24th. We'll be out there then. We're going to run from 4 to 7. Pit gates will open up at 3 o'clock, $20 to get into pits. Grandstands are open, free to the fans. Um, should be a great, great time out there. Now, Dave, I've got to talk about Kenley. I have not kept up with the time at all, and I've tried to put a lot of racing info into a short period of time. But this past weekend, the Cars Tour,
Yeah.
race number 1 of the 2023 season, and it was magical at Kenley. Michael Diaz, the Cars Tour, everybody that was associated with that program, Matthew Dillner and all the folks from Flow Racing TV covered the event. Uh, Huge turnout by the fans. Golly, the fans just were so nice and kind to me, and I had great stamina and was able to work all day till I hit the wall when the checkered flag flew. Uh, then I crashed, but man, it was a super super good day. Deke McCaskill, Raleigh, North Carolina, hometown boy, picked up the win. Junior driver Carson Quapple finished second. Caden Honeycutt had a great run to come home third. Connor Hall, teammates this year with Mason Diaz, was fourth. And early leader Ryan Millington ran fifth when they threw the flag after 125 laps for the late model stock cars. And then the Kenley 100, the pro late model event, Dave,
Yeah.
Mike Hopkins from Maine won. And then Brian Krutsky from Maine or New Hampshire, up north, both of the 1-2 finishers towed about 950 miles to come to Kenley and
Wow.
run with us. Yeah, they put on a great show. He finished in second place. Luke Morley was third. Justin Kreider was fourth. And Katie Hettinger, she came back to finish in fifth position. So she had a good run down there. Excuse me, Dave.
That's all right.
The Southern National Motorsports Park, their season opener, we've gone to a Sunday schedule this year so that
Cool.
all the drivers will be able to pick up those very important NASCAR points back under the NASCAR sanction umbrella this year at
Yep.
Southern National Motorsports Park. And their season opener will be March the 26th with a full card. We're going to have late model stock cars, Chargers, Virginia modifieds, Legends, Bandos, and any cars. So that'll be a full card for us on Sunday afternoon at Southern National Motorsports Park on
Right.
March 26th.
30th anniversary, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got big things going on at the track this year, and it's just short track racing is alive and well.
It's,
These races Saturday, Dave, were so much fun. Felt just like Thanksgiving for the Classic. It was a big event like that, man.
it really is.
Packed stands. Uh, Good to see everybody. I got to pray with Debbie Finley. We held hands and prayed. John, he had very lucky. God was looking after him. The race car fell up there in Virginia, and Jonathan was able to get that before it did any damage to him. Joseph Pittman had a fire at his shop. They had trouble with the oil leaking out, and got on the headers and started a small fire. And thank goodness for the quick thinking of everybody in the Pittman household.
Jacoby
They
was,
were able to contain that.
yeah, Jacoby was the one that dialed 911, their son. So appreciate his smart thinking, and he's obviously getting older. Hard to believe he's 12 years old, Mike. My son is getting ready to turn 10, 2 years older than Alexander. So that's how I keep up with it. But thanks to Jacoby and quick thinking there, and it could have been way worse. I know that you never want to have that happen, but happy for them and relief for them that things look like everything is going to be okay.
Very relieved for them. I talked to both Joseph and Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe helped me get the windows up Saturday on the trailer and everything. I couldn't do it with all the fine staff of Southern National Motorsports Park.
Oh yeah,
Golly, that trailer! I think I bought a hot dog off of a sausage dog back in the late 80s or early 90s off of one of those trailers down in Daytona Beach, Florida, and was amazed at the size of it then. And Michael's kind enough, not my trailer, it's Michael's trailer. And he lets me get in there. And I had the heater going, Dave. It was a little nippy and everything, but man, just got to see so many people, so many folks from the media were there. Bill Carnes was there, uh, Andy Markey, Andy Newsom, just so many people there, turning all the wheels and the cars tour down there at Southern National this past weekend was just fantastic. Um, Not only did that go on Saturday, but Sammy Smith won the Xfinity race out in Phoenix. William Byron, he's won the past two Cup races. He won in Phoenix and had won the previous week in Vegas. Uh, just so much racing going on. And then we got a nice email today, Dave, that Kevin Cromer wants to come on the show
yeah.
with the Grand National Super Series.
I know their season's coming up, and they want to get him on. And by the way, if you're interested in being on our show, then you can just email the show, trmikeray@gmail.com. Again, trmikeray@gmail.com. And Mike and I check the email. In fact, that's why we were on to it so fast that we checked the email, and there it was. And we're definitely going to have Kevin on very soon. I want to give a shout out to our good friend. We got to have him back on, Mark Arson. He does a good job of taking care of, I know, Wake County's site, the webmaster, wcspeedway.com. And he's going to help us out down the line. But that's a whole nother show, as they say. We talked about that in the green room, Mike, but I'm looking forward to more big things coming up. As we know, we're live, streaming live now, doing the show. And of course, people can watch it in archives on Facebook and on YouTube. And want to remind friends, to our fans too, to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then coming soon, one of Mike's favorites, TikTok, coming soon to TikTok. So we're going to, I haven't had a chance to talk to you about that, Mike, but we're going to be everywhere.
Excellent. Expanded once again, Dave. There's so much stuff going on. Wanted to get up with JD Boucher, she got up with us earlier today, like you said. Uh, the Grand National Super Series.
Right.
We're going to try to get Kevin Cromer on before their first race, April the 1st at New River All American Speedway, coming up April the 1st. I'm hoping that we can get Kevin on, get Andy Marquis on, because Andy will be promoting that series strong. You know, it's a series for older Grand National cars that Bob Strait and his wife Patty Simcoe they started. Uh, been doing very very well with it. They've got a full schedule this year, and it all kicks off in Jacksonville, North Carolina, at New River All American Speedway, not to be confused with up in the mountains of Virginia. They when they changed over, they went to NASCAR sanction this year,
Mm.
and they're running a lot of Saturday night shows. That's why it works out so well. You can run Wake County on Friday night,
Right.
All American on Saturday night, and then come to Southern National Motorsports Park on Sunday afternoon. So, Dave, I know it's early in the season, and the national championship goes all over uh, eh, these NASCAR tracks throughout the nation.
Right.
But with drivers and car owners having the opportunity to collect points, you can get them 3 times a week, and it's kind of like going back to the way racing was in the '60s. And short track racing is golly, it's mighty strong right now, Dave.
And we're happy for that because you and I talked about we hoped back when COVID first started. By the way, Mike, 3 years ago this week, COVID became a pandemic, and thankfully, on the other side of we're coming out of the pandemic, and thankfully, and we got some work to do still with that, but that's a whole nother show. But the good news is for short track racing, you look at Wake County, Southern National. You know, you were wondering how would it work out? Well, I think when you don't know what you got till it's gone, and we're so used to going to the tracks, and I get to see my buddy Mike Ray and hang out with him and joke around with him, and then when it's gone and you and I can't see each other and hang out at the track, then it's like a big void in our life because we're huge race fans.
Oh, Dave, it was so good seeing everybody this past Saturday that I hadn't seen since the Classic. Just seeing all the familiar faces and saying hey to everybody and telling stories and providing a service, but it's more than a service. My racing family has kept me strong and kept me going this past year since I've been without Miss Hot Rod, and it's filled a big void. And then all the people that the COVID, even when COVID came, Charlie and Mr. Brown, they were hard at it at Wake County Speedway, making more and more improvements. And then I talked to Mr. Pittman this past Saturday, and those guys had been kicking butt down there in Lucama. They had been putting in 40+ hour work weeks these past 2 or 3 weeks down there. Kinley was like a show place, and it we really shined Saturday down in Lucama. And then with you giving Mark Arson a shout out,
Yeah.
man, I've got to give a shout out to Trinity Diaz. She is doing our social media down at Southern National Motorsports Park now. So
Cool.
I know Mark had come down and helped us out this past Thanksgiving at the Classic, and now Trinity is doing all those posters, and I'm
Wow.
taking all the write ups from them. Dave, while I'm talking, got to apologize for everybody. I wrote 2 stories last week, made mistakes in both of them.
Okay.
One of them, the key on my computer froze or something. Mark Arson pointed it out to me. The story was right up to the minute, up to date. Great story. I just dated it 20 years ago.
Okay. Hey,
Lord of mercy, son. What am I going to do?
well, things happen, and it's like I tell my son all the time. Next play. Well, things happen, and just like in racing, you can have a bad moment, a bad lap, a bad second or two, but it's how you respond to that adversity, right? So you
It
quickly
is.
hit delete real quick, change that number, and resubmit and move on. And so
Yes, sir. Yes,
you do
sir.
such
That's
a great job
exactly what
writing
it
that.
is.
Yeah, you do such a great job writing. That's the least. I wish that's all I had to worry about, Mike, is editing your stories. But you know what? We've got a lot to be thankful for. We're very blessed. We have so many tracks around us, whether it's dirt tracks, asphalt. We have the luxury of we're not going to be fired tomorrow if with a show, believe it or not, and we're going to keep rolling as long. Hard to believe over 3 years. We got people that are or 4 years rather now. Thomas flying and now here on YouTube and Facebook Live and we'll add TikTok and some more stuff this year, and love to be able to sell some merchandise for you. And this
Oh,
way,
Dave, it's coming. I talked to Brandon this morning. He ran Hickory this past weekend
oh,
and
cool,
had engine troubles up there. He had uh, he had tried to patch a block and thought he had it corrected, but he didn't. So he's got a new block coming for his hot rod, which he's always at the front of the pack when that 7 is right, and he's working hard on my shirts. I'll have new hats, new shirts, hoodies for opening night. All of this will be coming up on March the 31st at Wake County Speedway, Simpkins Road, Raleigh, North Carolina. And like I say, we'll be back down at Kinley on March the 26th, the Sunday before that Friday night. We're opening up our 2023 season
right,
in Lucama, exit 107 off of Interstate 95, State Road 581, right off of 301. Look for the signs. Love to have you. Want to have another great crowd. We've got suites, trackside parking. Uh,
pit pass.
we had a camping down there. We've just got it going on. So and it's just such a great fun family atmosphere at Southern National Motorsports Park and Wake County as well. We've got our seasoned veterans that have been with the Speedway. Some of them since '62 that were out there. The One of the last Marvin, I believe Marvin Simpkins would be the last person that's originally got things going out there with Glenn and Talmadge. We lost Red this past few months,
Yeah,
and he was one of the players out there. Glenn's right hand man, and did a lot for him. Uh, Little Robert's still out there. There's just so much good stuff going on that racers that have been out there forever and a day. Like I say, who better to be the first person back on new asphalt than Randy Renfro, man? Just a mainstay at Wake County Speedway. We're so lucky to have a wheel man like that, and
you
we've
were.
got the cars. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I was going to say, the wheelman, because that guy, you could put him in an average car, and he's such a good wheelman. He can make you look very good. Not to say that people don't want top of the line of equipment, but what I'm saying is, you have a guy that's a great driver like him. He can win races on equipment that's not very good. Of course, that's the thing. You want to have the best equipment possible, but even for myself, for example, you have the best ride out there. You let me get behind the wheel, it's not going to end up very well. So you have to have the experience of racing, especially Mike. Short track racing is so difficult. People don't understand. Going, for example, to America's favorite bull ring there at Wake County Speedway, it's not as easy as what people think it is.
Oh, it's so tough. You know, Randy did an article in Speedway Illustrated just a few short months ago, and about Wake County Speedway, and I wish I had seen it before I wrecked my car. Everything that Randy pointed out not to do helped lead me into the backstretch wall, and I wiped Ruby out, but just waiting to get up to advance and get Roxanne and bring her back to town and start putting her together. Wake County Speedway is something else, and the combination of tracks that you have in the Carolinas and throughout the Southeast and the nation for that matter, any type of surface that you want to run on. Now, this weekend, uh, Halifax is running a big show right up at the Virginia border. The Halifax Motor Speedway will be running up there on the dirt for folks that like the dirt. Good racing all over the nation. The Winston Cup stars will be down in Atlanta this weekend. Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup will be down there uh, starting tomorrow with practice, and then uh, the truck race and the Xfinity race on Saturday, and then the Cup on Sunday afternoon. Flow Racing is a great value. Want to give a shout out to them, Dave.
Yeah,
Thank you once again for all those guys and gals that showed up last weekend. That's the best bang for the buck in the nation. If you can't make it out to your local short track, check out Flow Racing, man, because they got product every day on there for the serious gearhead.
it's great. The technology. You're in Raleigh. I'm in Williamston, North Carolina, and down east, you're in the capital city and the heart of Carolina. And you and I could do a show streaming live. You know, we don't have to go to a television studio to do that. It's just amazing what technology. And like I said, we're going to expand the show as far as more things we're going to be doing. And Mike, I tell you, it's so exciting to see how far the show has come. And we're just like a little, like the little engine that could. We're going to keep on going, right?
Yes, sir. We're just going to keep on going away, Dave. I don't think everybody realizes how dependent I am on you and Bubba and Kyle. I could not do this without you, my friend.
Thank you.
I've got the history and the knowledge, but I don't have any of the high tech stuff, man. And
It's nothing to it.
uh, you know, there's just so much to learn and to have fun with each and every day. I can do the research and study everything, but you're the man, Dave. You're the man.
You're the man. And I'm lucky to be on the same screen with you. So very appreciative of having the opportunity to be doing a show with the nicest guy in all of racing, and it's a lot of fun. And if we didn't have fun, we wouldn't do it. And I'm just excited about this year. I think a lot of good things are going to happen race wise. Want to thank the governor and all the people in the legislature getting the money for Wake County. And I'm hearing. By the way, are you hearing more about? They're maybe adding more events to North Wilkesboro. I'm even hearing they may add some stuff to its early stages as far as talks, but I've heard they're even going to add potentially stuff at Rockingham for NASCAR.
Dave, anything is possible. You know, Rockingham is coming along just like North Wilkesboro is, and they've already been having events down there. They had a an open house and a get together with the Allison Legacy Series down there a week or two ago, and Donnie was down there promoting that series.
Cool.
Just so many things going on, and North Wilkesboro. I'm just so glad to see that that the Gov stepped up and that Wilkes County, those folks up in the mountains, they needed that, and it'll be so good to see that region bounce back to life in April and May this year up there. And uh, racing is strong throughout the land, Dave, throughout the world. As a matter of fact, rain coming up this weekend. Just so many things going on. Dave, I know that I just glanced up at the time. I'm glad that we have that ticker now.
Yeah.
Just want to let everybody know that we're still on Spotify, Geo Savan, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Google Podcast, TuneIn, Player FM, Radio Public, Castbox, iHeart, Apple, Podchasers, Deezer, Amazon, Radio.com, Loud Notes. You said that we're going to be on TikTok before you know it. So we just keep going all over the world, my friend.
A lot of fun, and I appreciate you very much. And again, email the show, trmikeray@gmail.com. If you want to get your questions, your comments, maybe you want to be a guest on the show. And we've got some ideas, Mike, as you know, we've talked about people that we know personally, and some others will reach out and see if we can get them on trmikeray@gmail.com. Do you have anything before we go, my friend?
Just thank you, Dave, for allowing me to do this show with you each and every week. And it's so much fun, man. And until next week, keep it between the ditches and have a safe and happy St. Patrick's Day to all.
Absolutely. And we'll see you at the races.